What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another edition of Calcio with Reno Z. This is your fellow paisano speaking. Of course, let's start off with these likes, subscription, bim boom bim, bada boom. You know, with this channel, it's not all about Juventus or how I provide of Calcio, but it's about Serie in general, and I try to make the best of it at this little recap until today's games, because I know tomorrow there's the general and the small teams, but we'll focus on the top games. Besides Juventus, because I said my piece, Juventus, you know my thoughts. But let's get into the Inter, the Milan today, and of course, Lazio, Fiorentina. Then we get into this Classifica and we'll see our thoughts and yours. Now, I would like to start off with Inter. Inter that beats the Lecce 4-0. A nice goal from Fratesi at the first half. Then, on the 6th minute, correct? Like, not even 6 minutes, boom, boom. Then then he had a second goal on the 25th minute, but then was offside. And then Lautaro starts scoring on the 39th minute. Then at the end, then there was Dumfries on the second half. Then at the end, what's that guy's name? Taremi had the PK. But the guys, of course, Thuram had his shots. Like, they usually Inter that has position whatsoever. But I know people are going to say Lecce. Well, let's face it, Lecce, they have both position, 50%, 50%. Shots on target 5, Inter for Lecce, then falls conceded, total shots. Shot accuracy 56. Inter had more than Lecce. But this team itself, I know yesterday your fellow Interisti were harsh messaging me, hoping that Juventus wins. But unfortunately did not win, because I know you guys are desperate to win another Scudetto, right? I know you want to feel it to win for the second time, and maybe the third time, then fourth time, like us. But it ain't going to be easy. But you know, it's funny. My friends messaged me yesterday after the game that Juventus lost, getting so pissed off by saying vergogna. Well, excuse me. Losing to Napoli, it could be vergogna, because that was our first game lost. And trust me, I was always the one to say it doesn't mean if we haven't lost, it's something. At the end, we're going to be losing. And we lose against our ex-coach, Conte. But it's not vergogna, because you know what Conte will put out. Now, in Inter's case, they have been winning recently. 7 games in a row, if I'm not mistaken. But, now we got to see next week. Next week it's going to be against Milan. But I want to hear what you guys say if you're going to lose with the Milan for the third time. Because you guys lost with the Supercoppa and the regular season, because last year you guys were dominating Milan, which you guys celebrate the Scudetto in San Siro by losing to Milan, correct? But nobody judge Fratesi, the Di Marco, Thuram, whatsoever. Barella, like Inzaghi got this team fishing. And if we look at the Classifica, guys, they are second, right? But they have a game in hand. 50 points, Napoli 53. And they have a game in hand. We have to wait and see when that game is on with Fiorentina, and we'll see how that goes. Then Atalanta is at 46. So, we'll wait and see. But if you look at these points, they're all close. So anything can happen. I never said it in this other race, but for me, it will be between Napoli, Inter, and Atalanta. I know a lot of people say they're not consistent, but after winning the Europa League, guys, we got to be careful with this team. So to you fellow Interisti out there, let's face it, reality. I'm as much I hate you guys, but I'm really realistic. And I have to have you guys, again, giving me a hard time. People explaining to me in the last 5 years, you guys are present in Serie A. Like, calm down, guys. Calm down. I understand it hurts after the triplet. You guys were under minus 30, the minus 40s. You guys were shit. But now we're paying the price too. But at least I can handle the heat, boys. Well, now there's Champions League. The next, you're already in the first 8. The next team, it's going to be a passeggiata per voi. Per noi, no, because Benfica, I'm sorry, you guys beat them twice. Even the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken. But us with Benfica, our luck is pretty bad. So after our performance yesterday, facciamo segnalare croce. Now let's get into Milan, another team, that beat Parma 3-2. And this was pretty a tight game, if you ask me, because everything was last minute. Like, they were losing at some point 2-1, if I'm not mistaken. 2-1, then they had a PK, Milan, with Pulisic. Pulisic at the 30th, they had a PK. Then right after that, they just snapped. But still, this Milan, all right, because they fight at the end. 92-minute, Reinders scored, correct? And then, not even close to the end, close to the whistle, Chikwueze scores. Like, everything was that they were risking to lose or a tie. And for some reason, Conceição was arguing with Calabria. I didn't understand what happened there, but Conceição, he's pretty tough. With that guy, you have to be careful. But as for Milan goes, yes, we have to be careful ourselves, because the next game, if we lose and Milan wins, they're going to catch up with us. Now, I can sit there and say that this Milan hasn't been playing great, because there's Milanisti are happy. Dai Milan, grande Milan. But there's Milanisti like me, they're realistic. And even if they're winning, they haven't had 13 straight wins. 13 ties. But in between, they have their losses, yes. They've been winning. But even though they're winning, like these last 2 games, Como and Parma, they got pretty lucky. I know they show hard at the end, but can they manage this? I know they can sit there, so we're focusing on the Champions League, but you got a Mickey Mouse team in the Champions League. I don't know, man. Between Milan and Juventus, based on their management, their decisions whatsoever, this is not our teams. And a majority of us that love our teams since we're little, we're really disappointed and hope to see these 2 teams getting back in action. Then, at last, at least, Lazio. What happened to Lazio? Fiorentina beats them 2-1. They were dominating the game, Fiorentina. I was pretty shocked, because Lazio, at the beginning, they were dominant. But now, recently, Lazio, a tie. Now, lost with Fiorentina. But we have to give credit to Palladino, with Monza he did good. Now with Fiorentina, a little step ahead, he's doing not too bad. Maybe he will stay Europa League. Who knows? But it's a tight race for everybody, because we had goals from Yanshin Adli, Milan's ex-player, and Beltran, which there were 2 beautiful goals. And Lazio, I don't know. Zaccagni wasn't too bad, but they're really kind of down, if you ask me. I didn't see this Lazio dominated. Yes, they scored at the end of Marusic at the 92-minute, but really speaking, if we look at the stats here, the possession, well, Lazio had more possession than Fiorentina. But then shot accuracy, Fiorentina had more, 43%, and the Lazio 14%. So I don't know. It's sure they're first at the Europa League. Maybe they're focusing on that. Maybe to win a trophy there. I have no idea. But in reality, Lazio, no offense to my Lazio buddies, they go up and down. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. And bada bing, bada boom. which, as it stands right now, let's get into the Classifica. I want to close that pretty quick here. If we look at the Classifica, the first 8, because of course there's Milan in the first 8, we go look at Lazio, there's that 39, and Juventus 37. 4th Lazio and Juventus 37, 5th place. So these are pretty tight 2 points, but we have to wait and see on the next games how this is going to work out. Because with my Juventus, I kind of lost hope. Like, I won Champions League, yes, but my gut feeling, because based on what we're seeing right now, I know we're long way to go. We're going to be fighting for top 4, top 5. But not only, you got Fiorentina 36, 1 point less than us. Then you got Milan 34, because if we tie or lose, Milan is going to catch up with us. And if that ever happens, boys, that is Vergogna, because Milan was really down, and they're slowly, somehow, scraping by, lucky wins whatsoever, but they're winning, and they're catching up with us. We don't want that. Absolutely. Fiorentina, like today, they beat Lazio. So we got to be careful with them too. It's going to be a very tight race. We're all going to be looking until the end of the season and see who's going to be top 4. Now, the other end, with the top 3. Napoli, Inter, Atalanta. Napoli, I feel that they will be the winners. Then I could be wrong. Because I'm no psychic and we see a lot of crazy things with Serie. But if you ask me, because after Conte's performance yesterday, bringing up these guys that they're not really top players, but at their max, I know they have one competition, or people are already finding excuses, one competition. But guys, you're talking with the master over there, and without Carastea, they're still winning. All right? On the other hand, yes, they've been doing good. They conceded 2. Now, today, they haven't conceded. Clean sheet 4-0. But they can still strive and manage. Like, their injuries, they don't have top injuries, like Acerbi, but they have 3 squads, so pretty much they can manage. I haven't seen anything bad. Like in our end, with their injuries, per carità signor, as Juventus. But then, I know Atalanta has been crawling. Now, we're going to see the Champions League how they're going to perform. But I wouldn't underestimate Atalanta. What are your thoughts? Who will be the winners of the Scudetto between these 3 I mentioned? And who will maintain Champions League position? Is Juventus going to be in the Champions League? Is it Lazio? Is it Milan? You let me know. Shoot down the comments. Please put a beautiful like. As per the live, guys, maybe I'll do it on Thursday. All right? Stay tuned. I'll do a live. I might bring a guest. I'm not too sure. And let's wait and see. Until then, bada bim, bada boom. Buona domenica e ci vediamo, ragazzi. Ciao, ciao, e you.